only 16 when I was 6. I beat leukemia twice, perfect scores on my SATs, man, Princeton University at 10 years old. Hitting dream on the side like my dick was gold. By 14, I got my license to become an MD. Now David and Catherine are so proud of me, that's my parents. My dad's a physician, my mom does chores and cooks in the kitchen. Eastman Medical Center is where I be, nurse. Yes, dude. We need 9
How you doing, sir?
Not too bad. It's been a while, like what, 4 weeks?
3, yeah.
So it's safe to say that we are a monthly podcast.
We are a terrible group of people. A terrible group of people. Hey, you know what, though? I'm going to take the hit for this.
What? It's all my fault.
No. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, well, the second time we delayed it, it's really Mag's fault.
Yeah. Well, like, I was talking to... This is why I'm going to take the hit for it. Because, you know, it seems like every year around this time, I get to the point where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's every episode, Josh.
No. Summertime, dude, I couldn't wait to do it. I was always amped up. We were always on Skype. We were having a lot of fun. You know, but I think, like, once it starts getting gray out... I just turn into this like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. Like,
Josh is depressed.
Yeah, even with critical music, like, I have no interest in doing that anymore. Even though I haven't...
You haven't had interest in doing that in 6 months.
Yeah. I just have no interest in doing that anymore. And I mean, even though I just finished one, it's kind of to the point where it's like, we're used to this now. Every time around this year, it just happens. And it's not that big of a deal. Who cares? We take a little break. Suck it up.
Yeah.
But part of it, too, is like I was sitting there thinking about it the other night, and I was talking to Mick about it, too, and I was like, dude, we've done this or I've done a podcast since like 2006. And, yeah, I've done Critical Music and Critical Strike and Plagiasm and Media Flaying and all of those. And where can I go from here? What's my inspiration?
I didn't realize you needed inspiration, Josh.
I need inspiration, Kyle. And then I was also like, I did an episode live from FunSpot. Where can I go from there?
Live at PAX?
Live, well, yeah, I guess that could be it. But PAX is expensive, so... I can see me going, but not you.
Nope, not me.
Yeah. But, yeah.
We could do another FunSpot thing and...
Oh, yeah, I'm...
10 months.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be going up a bunch, but yeah. We will do another FunSpot one. I'm taking the hit for this, so don't worry about it. Even though you're the one that delayed it twice.
Yeah, I did delay it twice.
So, yeah, we're back. Once again, every episode we started off with, yep, we're back. Sorry about the 4-week break.
Well, to be fair, for about 2 weeks, neither of us played anything.
Well, that was the reason why we first delayed it, is because when it came to that Saturday, I was like, dude, have you played anything? Because looking at the Google Doc, neither of us have played anything. And you're like...
I played Shattered Horizons, and that was it.
And I was like, I didn't play anything since the last episode. Not even World of Warcraft or Street Fighter.
Oh, I played WoW and Street Fighter. But the thing is, every once in a while, like every few months, I just enter this mind state where it's... I want to play a video game, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'll sit down in front of something, and I'm like, I'm going to play this game. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, fuck this. I'm not playing this game anymore.
Yeah. Well, my other complaint, too, I was talking to Billy about, and I was like, have you ever noticed that I have the worst co-host in the world? And he's like...
What?
Oh, just hear me out, sir. I was like, I have the worst co-host in the world, Billy. And he's like, really? Tell me about it. And I was like, well, Bill... My co-host, you know, one Mr. Kyle DeMond, also known as Omgitsakity. Well, This man here never plays video games, but he's on a video game podcast.
Something to note, someone called me that today in Mag.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Omgitsakity. But, you know, my co-host, Kyle DeMond, Omgitsakity, if you will, never plays video games. And so that puts more pressure on me to play stuff. And you've admitted this. You play stuff that's older, and part of it is financial issues. And
I'm broke.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice about it.
Well, let's not hedge the bushes here.
But then, you know, my co-host also has something known as a GameFly subscription. And my co-host is too lazy to send games in that he's had for 4 months.
Whoa. It's not lazy It's incredibly forgetful. And I've only had it out for 3 months.
All right, so my co-host is a terrible man. And this puts more pressure on me to feel like I have to play every game that comes out every week.
Are you really complaining, though, Josh?
A little bit. A little bit. Because there's games that I'm playing and then never going back to because I have to start up another one to be able to talk about it on the show. But then there's also really a lot of bad games that I'll make myself play just so I can bitch about it on the show. Much like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. But we'll talk about that after, sir. Now that I'm done bitching about you.
Uh-huh.
No, I did have that talk with Bill, but it wasn't to that extent.
I'm sure it wasn't.
My co-host is a terrible man. So, terrible co-host, what have you been up to lately?
Well, as I said, for a 2-week period, I didn't really do much. I downloaded and played Shattered Horizons because it was free to play on Steam for a weekend.
Yeah.
And that game is awful.
That is about the 9th time I've seen it free in a matter of 2 months, which is...
And it's bad because it has a good concept. It's zero-G combat. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
This is going to be just like Ender's Game. And it wasn't.
No.
It was not like Ender's Game at all.
It's got some really weird controls, if I remember.
Yeah, I played Steel Battalion, and I played that pretty well. I could not get this control scheme down. There were buttons everywhere.
Yeah.
They're coming out of every orifice.
Every orifice.
Every orifice. But I thought maybe it's because it looked like butt on my machine, but you confirmed that it looked like butt in general.
Yeah, I think it's made on an older game engine, which is, why it doesn't look good.
So, I played that for 10 minutes, and I was like, fuck this.
Well, what's funny is the only thing I really remember around that time, because, that was 12 months ago, was you bitching on Twitter about having to reinstall DirectX every time you install a game.
What the is that just me? Or is that supposed to happen? Are you supposed to reinstall DirectX?
Well, what it actually is doing is it's checking to see if you have that version of DirectX. There's numerous versions of DirectX.
Well, I understand that, but it goes through a 10-minute fucking process every time I install a goddamn game.
Yeah, see what that game is doing is it's installing the one specific that game was built on, which is kind of lame. We need more OpenGL.
For serious.
But that made me laugh. I think it was on my way home from work when I saw that, and I was like, Kyle's dabbling in PC gaming.
Yeah, I have been. But you wouldn't tell other than from the things I've been playing. I mean, I've played some old stuff. I played, Dawn of War for 5 minutes, and I went, I don't want to play this.
Which is weird for you.
I know, because I really like Dawn of War, and I played the second one. I'm like, I really don't want to play this. And I pretty much just went through all of my my entire Steam catalog. I was just like, nah,
Nope, not interested.
Let's see what I got on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So then I went back and I finally got around to beating Dragon Age. Apparently I was 20 minutes away from beating the game.
Really?
Yeah. I was the area before the final boss. It was fun, but after playing Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, I can't really stomach the standard BioWare RPG anymore.
Oh snap! Really?
I know. It's slow. It's ponderous.
Wow.
And kind of boring.
I'm a little taken back by that one. I mean, you are
Why?
one of the biggest BioWare fanboys next to one Billy Bill Black.
I wouldn't say a fanboy.
No, you
more
are.
of a fan.
You are. You and
a fanboy would not have said what I just said, Josh.
well, that's why a fanboy wouldn't have said what I said about Square, but I said it. Of how they're a terrible company and I hate them. I did. Oh, going back to the last episode though, remember how? I'm sorry, I take you off your little story.
I don't remember at all.
All right. Well, of how Final Fantasy 14 tripped off my fraud alert.
Yeah.
I actually canceled the subscription. I'm done with it.
I figured you'd already done that.
No, I did it 2 days ago. Because
Yeah, I saw your tweet and I was like, he just got around to doing
Well,
that?
they extended the trial into very late December already. So, like, my 1 month trial has gone from, like, what was it, September or October into late December.
I want to see if I can get one of those. I don't know, just to play with it.
It's a terrible game.
Well, Josh, I like terrible games, in case you haven't noticed.
I noticed you did finish Darksiders.
Yeah, about time. That was another game I revisited and beat. It was an okay game.
Yeah.
I just have to get around to returning it. Because I've had it out for 3 months and 14 days.
Which is really defeating the purpose of your GameFly subscription at this point.
Yeah. I was going to say I could have bought it used for the second month of that GameFly subscription, but it's doing its job.
Yeah.
So then after that, I went crazy with your game share, and I downloaded DeathSpank and the Rocket Knight Adventures.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't even know you
And,
did this.
I know, and then I downloaded all the Street Fighter clothings because you were like, "Oh man, you should totally see Ryu's costume right now. It looks so awesome, so cool."
I'm kicking your ass in these new clothes that you guys can't even see.
You said that. I'm like, that's just the basic costume. There's nothing interesting about that.
Yes, it is.
I thought you were making shit up, but I went and downloaded them anyway.
He does have a cool new costume.
Too bad I haven't seen it yet.
Ah.
I haven't played the Street Fighter 4 since I downloaded it. But played DeathSpank for probably 2 hours. That game's dumb.
Well, that's the point. Are you talking like the game is dumb or the character is dumb?
The game.
Why is the game dumb?
It's fun, but the humor in the game is retarded. It's trying to be funny, but more often than not, it really falls flat.
I wonder if my co-host moved to Italy and he's stuck up and has no sense of humor.
Well, I haven't moved to Italy because I'm not head over heels in love with Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, really though, like with that game, you have to accept it for what it is, and like you can't take it too seriously at all. It makes fun of itself.
And I understand that, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. I thought it was stupid.
It is a very generic but yet in-depth hack and slash adventure, and I think at the time that is what I really wanted. And the character himself, he is pretty cute in terms of like how he acts.
Cute?
Yeah, I'm not saying like visually, I'm saying like in how he acts. He's a bumbling buffoon trying to be a hero. And yeah, he's an idiot, and it's a lot of fun because he is so stupid. I mean, if he was trying to be serious, I mean, really, would that make the game any better?
No.
Then what's the problem? It sounds like you have more of a problem with the game itself than the character.
Yeah, that is my problem.
Well, then shut up, because now
it's a generic hack and slash game with this stupid idiot as a main character.
Well, you only got 2 hours in, though. I mean, that's the point where you start hearing about the bongs and stuff like that, and you didn't get to any of the cooler stuff.
What would have made it cooler?
Some of the later, well, like, I can't even say that, like levels, but the world expands, so you get to go to other towns and stuff, and there are some really cool later levels, like the stuff with the demons and shit like that.
Do you go around and kill them, and then collect things, and then bring it back to other people?
Yes,
All
you do.
the while he makes a stupid comment before and after.
Yes, but at one point, too, he gets beaten up and stripped, so you're running around naked. That's kind of funny.
I guess.
With a wooden sword. I don't know, you take things too seriously.
Me?
You're stuck up.
I'm not stuck up.
You are.
Anyway, let's get past DeathSpank and move on to Rocket Knight Adventures.
Well, hold on a second, sir.
What?
You're actually not playing Rocket Knight Adventures. You're playing Rocket Knight. Rocket Knight Adventures was on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. This is not Rocket Knight Adventures.
Okay.
This is Rocket Knight.
Then I'm playing Rocket Knight, and it's fun. I mean, you go around as an opossum, and you shoot things up, and you fly around.
You shoot things. I'm a possum, so I'm going to fill you with heroin.
I'ma shoot you good. And then he fights another possum who has a similar suit of armor and similar abilities. I guess they're enemies?
I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
Why not?
Because you and Billy ruined any fun I had for this game.
Look, I'm keeping it an open mind. I said it was a fun-to-play game. But I'm just questioning why the main character has an evil twin.
He's not an evil twin.
Evil rival.
He
With
is an evil
identical
rival.
powers.
But if you've played further on into the game, you find out that he's trying to be the savior of the people because you, as Sparkster, have kind of stopped doing that.
Yeah, because you're like, shut up, King. Allying with the pigs is a retarded idea, and you're retarded, and now I'm going to go live in the farm.
Yeah, so that guy is basically creating problems so he can fix them and make himself look good to the people.
That guy's a dick. I'm glad I beat the shit out of him when I first saw him.
But as a little downloadable game, it is pretty fun.
It's definitely fun.
It's got that really cool old school vibe to it, and yeah, I really liked it.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
Plays pretty well.
If that's all you can say about it.
Well, it's as much as I can say about a game where you're a possum with a semi-magical suit of armor that has a jet pack on it, and he shoots laser beams out of his sword.
But that was okay when Link did it.
Because Link had magic.
So does Sparkster.
And Sparkster has steampunk things. That's why there's airships. He doesn't have magic.
Man, you are a hater of games this episode. All right. So
But,
you hate DeathSpank, you hate Rocket Knight,
I did not hate
you
Rocket
hate
Knight.
Shattered Horizons.
I absolutely hated Shattered Horizons.
So that's 3 games that you've mentioned
Two.
so far. 3 games that
Two.
3 games.
Two.
3.
2.
2.5 games that you hate this episode. Let's see what else Kyle has, everybody.
All right. Nance and I exchanged Christmas gifts early because we both knew what each other was getting for the other person, and there was really no point in waiting. So I gave her a Kindle that I had stuffed full with cookbooks, and I gave it to her, and she in turn gave me Rock Band 3 with a keyboard.
Oh, God.
And I've been playing that and having some fun with it. The song selection's kind of weak. I didn't really agree with most of the things they put on there.
I actually do like the song selection.
They went the Guitar Hero World Tour. Is that the one Guitar Hero's band version?
Yeah, I believe so. I
Yeah.
lost Guitar Hero after the 3rd one, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the, I guess, 3.5 or 4.5 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And it did the thing where there's a few songs on there that aren't in English.
Oh, like Rammstein.
Well, Rammstein is not the ones that I was thinking about. There's like 3 or 4 Spanish songs that are not on there.
Really? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I
It's because you don't play the keyboard, Josh.
Yeah, but then again, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal to me because in those types of games, I only play the songs that I'm familiar with anyways.
And you don't do the singing, but
Yeah.
the Nance is the singer, and she's like, I don't know any of these words.
Maybe you
Or
should
the
record
song.
her singing.
All right, she's actually pretty good. She
Yeah, but I'm not
usually
saying
nails
like
it on expert.
I'm not saying like a normal song. I'm saying like one of the Spanish songs.
She would murder me.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to get rid of me, Josh?
Because you hate Rocket Knight and DeathSpank and Shattered Horizons.
Yep.
So, but I don't know. I also have Rock Band 3, and I actually took it off my list just for you to put it back on the list.
Yeah, well, it's a game that I played that I was going to talk about.
Yeah, but I took it off the list because every other show has talked about it, so I was like, you know what?
Because it's a popular game, Josh.
Yeah.
Are we not going to talk about Rock Band 3 because it's mainstream now?
No. It's just, I think at this point it's been beaten up to the point where everybody already knows every little slight thing about it.
Well, that's why I was going to be brief. I was going to give my 2 cents on it, and then I was going to move on.
My 2 cents is I like it, and that I like that they made it so you can do casual play, and it still goes
Yes.
towards your normal career or whatever it is.
Yes. I like that you don't need money to unlock shit. It's based on skill.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the keyboard.
I have not played the keyboard.
Normal keys is super easy, retardedly easy, in fact. I don't know if you knew this about me, Josh, but I was a classically trained pianist.
You were a classically trained pianist?
Pianist. I was trained how to play the piano in a classical manner. So I moved on to expert keys, and I'm trying to reteach myself how to play the piano. So that's been fun. That's how you say it, Josh. Pianist. Just like a person who plays the flute is a flautist. The English language, Josh, is not something to laugh at.
I'm laughing at the English language.
Yeah. I like how you can just drop out of it of a song with an instrument.
Yeah.
And not stop or pop in. That's fun. That's pretty much it. 7 people playing the Rock Band. Good time.
It is a good game. Yeah, I really don't have any complaints about it. I mean, it's fucking Rock Band at this point. If you played any of the Guitar Heroes or any of the Rock Bands, you know what it is.
Yeah, you know what to expect. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
So, moving on to the game that has captured our hearts and ruined our last podcast evening is MAG.
Rocket Knight Adventures.
Rocket Mag Adventures.
Yeah. While you're a pianist.
I'm European?
Yeah. So MAG. It's a shooter.
It's a shooter. It's not what I had expected, to be honest, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I don't know how to go about explaining it.
Well, describe the game, sir. I mean, you decided to jump right into it, so
I did.
You're leading the charge.
Okay, well, I'm leading this. And we're all going to die because I'm leading the charge.
Yeah, Kyle is the worst MAG player ever.
I am not the worst player. I'm usually first or second in my squad.
Yeah, we always put him in the weakest squad.
You don't put me in the... Okay, so while I may die a lot, that's not... Killing other people is not what my character does. He is support, so he goes around and he heals everybody and he fixes things that have blown up. Or I set up explosives if I'm on the attacking side.
Whereas I am a sniper.
Only level 17 sniper, Josh. I'm level 27.
Yeah, you've played it more than I have.
I have.
But my role is to sit in a bush and to shoot people.
Yep.
But that does bring up an interesting point, though. And it's one thing I kind of knew about, like that they had classes in this game, but I didn't know how they handled it. Whereas, like, your generic Battlefield game or whatever is like, oh, I'm going to be an assault guy. I'm going to be a medic, and so forth. In MAG, you have kind of like a World of Warcraft type skill tree, where you select your talents, as they would be called in World of Warcraft, and that becomes your role in the game, which is actually really cool. There is a lot of skills in that game.
Yes, there are. I think each class, there's 9 or 10 classes, and each one has about 20 or 25 skills. Yeah.
And I mean, some of them are really minute things, like being able to quit being able to quit the game, being able to switch weapons quicker, like point
of a particular type.
Yeah. And being able to steady your sniper rifle, and stuff like that. It's basically your typical skill tree of what you would see in an RPG.
Yeah, like minor improvements to a skill and eventually it gets pretty good.
Right.
Like now I can heal someone from like 20 feet away and bring them back to life. And I can repair stuff really quickly.
Yep. You can drop mines quicker.
Yep. Well, I can because I didn't invest in that particular skill.
Or, set up bombs quicker.
Yes, I set up the bomb.
Someone set us up the bomb.
Yes, they did.
Yes. It is really a slick game, and I didn't think we were going to like it as much as we did.
I know. It's, I got it that Saturday, and I did not put it down the entire day. I just sat down and played it.
Well, what happened was we had a podcast scheduled for 7 o'clock. And we, I think, started talking to Billy and Pete around 5 or 4?
4:30.
Okay.
4:30.
Since you can tell the direct time from a week ago, it was 4:30 in the afternoon. It was kind of dark out.
Yeah, no, it's because I was beginning the debate on my pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me 3 hours to figure out what I wanted.
Yes. So we decided to play Mag to get a feel for it so we can talk about it on the show. And when we got in there as a group, Billy, Pete, Kyle, and myself, we basically got hooked immediately.
Yep.
And from that point on, we just decided, okay, we're skipping the episode, and we're just going to play Mag all night.
And then I think we played until about 1 in the morning.
Yeah. So that was basically our night, and I would say of my first long session with it, I was really impressed, but as I've started to play it more and more, there are things that are starting to piss me off.
Like getting sniped when you're on a parachute being airdropped.
No, that is actually awesome. But what is starting to piss me off is the fact that unless you go support, like Kyle, there is a very limited amount of ways to earn currency in the game, and you use the money that you get from objectives within the game to buy new weapons, to upgrade things, and so forth. And so if you play as a assault type guy, a sniper, or general killer, you will not... How else could
General killer. The English language is not your friend, Josh.
No, not tonight, at least. You play as a ninja, and then... so if you just basically try to kill people in the game, then you will not earn as much money as, say, Kyle, who is just running around in circles, repairing things, doing nothing to really help you.
Well,
No,
I do help you because when your base blows up and I rebuild it, you can respawn at your base instead of respawning half a mile backwards.
no, you do nothing to help us. So that started to annoy me because it's like I can't get the newer weapons, and without those, like there's times where I was playing it with Billy, I think Sunday night, and I got the drop on at least like 10 guys. Like they didn't even know I was there, and I was shooting them. And yet all they do is turn around, shoot me twice, I'm dead.
Yeah, that really annoys when you lay into a guy for an entire clip and they just go pack and you're dead.
And obviously, he's paid his dues, he's a higher level, blah, blah, blah. It's still a little bit bullshit. But it's not like Zipper doesn't know this. And I guess like Pete was telling me on their last podcast or whatever, they did say that there's an upcoming patch that will be fixing the distribution of money.
But the thing is, most of my money does not come directly from repairing things. It comes from earning medals.
Well, yeah.
Or earning ribbons.
But that's when they're going to be fixing that for other types of classes in the game as well.
Aww.
So, like, there's other ways that you can play the game, and you will be getting the same perks as somebody who is afraid of fighting in a war game.
Hey, I'm getting pretty good. My KD is like, I think, 0.5 now.
Man, you did move to Italy.
Yeah, I know. I kill one guy for every 2 deaths. That's not bad.
It's not as good as my, 26-2 that one game?
Well, to be fair, you were riding... Yeah, see, there you go. I helped you because I kept rebuilding your gun.
Actually, you never rebuilt it because I wasn't killed.
Yeah, that's right. Well, later on.
You were useless in that one, Kyle.
Yeah, because I think at that point I hadn't earned enough money to actually heal, to buy the thing that would allow me to heal other people.
Which is really cool, though, because, like, if you get shot and not in the point where, like, you're instantly dead, you can lay there and basically cry until somebody comes along and heals you.
Yeah.
Well, until you bleed out, that is. I don't know, it's just a really well-done game, and it has a hell of a lot more options than I thought it would.
I know. There are 2 things that I really like. When you can hear on the in-game chat someone scream medic, and then I look around really excitedly and I go heal them. Or when I see smoke on the horizon, because that means something blew up.
Well, that's another thing, too. Like, the maps of this game are goddamn huge.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, like, it's basically built up of, I would say, easily 20 Call of Duty 4 maps. I mean, these make Battlefield maps look small, and Battlefield has some really big maps. The scale of this game is just incredible. I mean, you're playing with, 256 people or whatever it is?
Yeah, it depends on your game, but 256 is the max, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is crazy, dude.
At first, I thought it was segmented because I didn't realize that you were broken up into platoons and then squads. So I just thought that your platoon was all that you were playing with. And then I figured out if you hit select, you can see the map. And then you could see all the other platoons playing.
Yeah. Oh, and each platoon or squad has its own objective, or thing to guard, or thing to attack, and you have a squad leader in each one that can direct them to do certain things.
Yep, and you get bonus points for actually following orders.
Yeah. I mean, it is a very in-depth game, and this game was nowhere near my radar, because when it first came out, even after the beta, I heard like how horrible it was. But damn, did they make some improvements, or
Yeah.
I was just too stupid. I was basically Kyle with DeathSpank, and I just ignored it.
Oh, Pete said that they made significant improvements with the 2.0 patch.
And they did. They did. I mean, I know a lot of people have been playing it since. Or before. That would be. Words are not my strength tonight.
No, they aren't. Poor illiterate Josh.
At least I can kill people.
Yeah.
I'm a general killer.
Oh, my face is in my palm right now.
I hate being a rusty podcaster.
Well, it's better than getting a rusty trombone now, isn't it?
Debatable.
You have some interesting tastes.
That's why you are my terrible podcast host.
Yep, because I don't play the video games. But even though I'm pretty sure I played more video games than you did.
No.
No?
Do you think I'm going to put all the ones that we've already talked about on the list?
No.
Then shut up. You know I played a lot of Street Fighter and a lot of WoW, and
You just said you didn't play Street Fighter or WoW.
I've played Street Fighter and WoW since, but I didn't the week where we didn't have anything. That was 2 weeks ago, Kyle.
Uh-huh.
Dumbass.
But speaking of WoW, pre-Cataclysm quests. Now shit's getting fucked up every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, did they ever do anything after you went to Nagrand?
Not that I know of there, but if you go into Orgrimmar or Thunderbluff, Elementals attack.
Well, I know that, but like the quest change is ended.
Yeah, it did. I haven't gone back there. From the quest, it said something like if you wander around, you can find something, but I really haven't done that.
Well, I looked it up on what we like to call on the internet, and yeah, everybody's like it just ended. That's it.
I'm sure they're gonna add something in Phase 5.
I hope so, but it was so weird the other night. I went to I was in Dalaran, so I used the portal to go back to Orgrimmar. And when I get there, the entire fucking city was on fire.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then
Go on.
Oh, there was peons running around freaking out, and
Yeah.
every building was just on fire, and the sky was red. I was like, holy shit, dude, this is like really in depth for them.
Yeah. Those tourists, they hate our Orgrimmarian freedom, so they blew it up.
It kind of makes me want to go to Stormwind to see what's up with that.
Yeah, I imagine it's much the same thing. But I haven't logged on in a bit. Nancy told me she has a character on another server that she plays with her coworkers, and she plays a Tauren surprise. But she said she logged on and she just kept getting ruined by elementals, and she had no idea what the hell was going on.
Oh yeah, there's level 80 elementals running around. They actually beat me up a little bit. I had a hard time with some of them.
Yeah, especially if they come on to you in like 5.
Yeah.
And then they do that 15-second bullshit stun.
Yep. Oh, they are here with rage, sir. They are mad. This is Ragnaros. Ragnaros is pissed.
Yeah, no, there are some things that I think is pretty dumb with that. They empower old bosses who you should have already killed, which I think is dumb.
Ragnaros, but okay, since you never actually did Molten Core.
No, but I did do Morden, and I did the fuck's that other one? The one in by Gadgetzan. The troll place.
Oh, Zul'Farrak.
Zul'Farrak, yeah, I did that, and the fucking lizard guy's there, Gazrila, he's alive, and so is Princess Princess whatever, the big fat ugly princess.
Well, but let me go back with the Ragnaros thing.
Mhm.
Okay, and you actually knew this way back when. You were actually fighting like a shade of Ragnaros. He wasn't fully, because like they have the elemental plane as well, where Ragnaros is actually at, and this was like his dormant side in Azeroth.
Okay.
So you were fighting like a shade of him in a way, way back when. And in Cataclysm, you will go to the elemental plane to fight some of the elemental leaders, Ragnaros being one of them.
Okay, so the people we fought weren't the real people, they were just a part?
Kind of.
Oh, that makes a bit more sense then.
Yeah. I actually saw like a crazy. I kind of spoiled something for myself a little bit, and it's not nothing more than an instance. But I was watching a video on it, and there's this one fight where you fight Onyxia and Nefarian at the same time.
Someone was telling me about that. Was that you?
I don't think so. I haven't really talked to anybody about it.
It was someone they were chaining all the bosses or something like. Oh, maybe that was you talking about BlizzCon.
Oh no! What that was is at BlizzCon, they do a special event where they outside of Orgrimmar, they take like the best guild in the world, and they'll take like 3 or 4 bosses, random bosses, and make them fight them. So like one session was Magmadar, Lucifron, Major Domo, I think it was, and then one of the guys from Blackwing Lair. I think it was like Broodlord or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to fight them all at the same time. And then if they beat that session, they went on to another one, which was like Ragnaros and then a bunch of other ones. And if they crossed that, then they had another one. And then they started getting into some of the bosses from Cataclysm. But they never made it that far. Which is really cool that they would do that. But no, the fight that I'm talking about is an actual instance in Cataclysm where you fight Nefarian and Onyxia at the same time.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Onyxia's got some new skills.
Lol.
I don't know, dude. I'm excited. It's only a few weeks away at this point.
I know. That too, really.
Why couldn't it have come up before Thanksgiving? I have 4 days off.
Oh yeah, so do I. Well, not really, because I think I might be working that weekend.
But I don't really care, because then I could just play all the time.
Gonna pull some OT doing some coding work.
Alright, well, Cataclysm is good. I'm sure we'll talk about it later in the future.
Yes, we will.
Later in
At
the
length.
future. My words.
Well, it's better than later in the past, Josh, now isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much it for me. So let's go on with you.
Let's make our land, the land of the free, a safe home. Oh God, deliver us from evil.
Alright, Kyle. I'm about to tell you what I've been playing. You ready?
Oh man, can't wait. Lay it on me.
Alright, well, I played some Mag, and it's
You're
really
terrible.
cool. It's a terrible game. No, we already did that. See, you ruined my whole list. I have I have 2 things off of my list already.
Well, really one, because you weren't going to talk about Rock Band at all anyway.
Yeah. All right. So, there's a little game on the iOS platform, which is, you know, the iPad or the iPhone or the iPod, called Game Dev Story. And it's a game that a lot of other people have talked about, so I'm sure people are sick of hearing about it, but guess what? I'm going to talk about it.
So, how's your, what did you name your development team?
My company is named Poopsoft.
That's it, Poopsoft.
Yeah.
Poopsoft.
And we here at Poopsoft have made some #1 titles. I have made many RPG fantasy type games, and
How about you give us some titles?
oh shit, I can't remember some of them at this point. Probably like Poop Fantasy, something like that. I don't know.
That doesn't sound like a game I would enjoy, Josh.
Well, guess what? I've gotten many fan letters saying that Poop Fantasy is the greatest game, and they have taken days off from work to sit in line to get it.
That sounds like an awful porn game.
Yeah. But no, it's a really slick game, and basically the premises of the game is you are a development company. You start out with 2 employees in a very tiny office, and you get to develop games for any console you want, basically. And as you progress throughout the game, newer consoles come out, newer game types become available to you, and you can hire new people. So it's basically a simulation of the games industry. So you hire a couple of guys and you make games for either the PC or I think very early on like the Atari 2600. Even though everything in this game, it's not like Nintendo. It's like I think it's like iTendo or some shit like that, or Sony for Sony. They all use different names. I'm sure they don't want to get sued. So you got like Game Kid for the Game Boy and stuff like that. And so you start out and you can develop games for what would either be the ColecoVision or the Atari 2600 or even the PC at the time. And things change within the game as well. So if you make a really popular game on one system, you'll see the system's popularity and market share begin to change, and that helps you sell more games overall too. When you make a game, you can go into certain things. So you can raise the levels of fun level, creativity, sound, graphics, and such.
Mm-hmm.
There's many different options of when you're developing the game of what you want to put focus into, like realism, innovation, cuteness is one of them.
Did you make a cute game about poop?
I did, and I called it Poopinals or something like that, and it ended up being my Pokemon style game, which I think sold 40 million.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's just a really cute game that ends up being super addictive, dude. Like, I bought it on like a Sunday night, and I was talking to Pete at the same time. He's like, well, good luck going to sleep now, which was at 10 at night. And I finally fell asleep around 3 in the morning.
Jesus.
So the game basically consumes your soul. I mean, I ended up playing it at work. I played it at break. I played it when I was laying in bed in the morning when I woke up. It consumed me.
So, did you make any games that beat Titwank 2?
No. No. That was. Oh, I don't know how much Titwank 2 sold. That was James, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I don't know how much that sold.
He has like Vicious Wank 1 and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I got Ninja Poop 2, which is like Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, it's just really cool. I really enjoy it. It has different simulation stuff too. So like there's an E3 type thing where you get to go around and hire booth babes to sell your games and stuff like that, and you can have cute animals, and you have to worry about advertisement in the game. Nice, Kyle. Nice. I'm looking at the Google Doc, and right now there's a big line of poop. But no, you have to worry about advertising your games, or else they won't sell, or people won't take notice, and you have awards at the end of the year. My very first year of playing it, because it ends at 20 years or something, that's when it stops following your score. And then you get to restart if you want. And what's cool is if you restart, all the game types that you had from the first one, you don't have anymore, but they keep their rank. So say I unlock fantasy again, and in my prior game, I was like fantasy level 4, because those things level up over time where you guys get better at making that type of game.
Okay.
In the new game, once I unlock fantasy, I have fantasy level 4.
Is there like a max level for it?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Is it 10?
I don't know.
Well, why don't you know?
Because I actually stopped playing it.
I was about to say, if you played it as much as you did, you had to have reached the cap in something.
I've only played 2 years into it. Mainly, I went to like 30 years on one of them. No, I played 2 sessions of like 20. But, I don't know, it's just a really cool, cute, addicting game where you get to just make games. And it's funny having to deal with the budget while trying to make these games, and having people send you letters saying like, oh man,
I love your poop.
yeah, I love your Poop Soft, blah, blah, blah. They're my favorite company. I told all my friends about it. And then you see, like, your demographic go up, so it shows all the age limits of people who like your games. And apparently the 8 to 14 age demographic does not like Poop Soft.
Really?
Yeah. But the 40 to 50 or whatever it is really loves Poop Soft.
Oh man, those old men, they really love the poop.
Yeah. It's just a cute game. If it ever comes to Android, you got to play it. Seriously, it was like $3 or something like that.
All right.
I like it. The other game that I've been playing is, now I have to look past the line, boobs. Okay. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Which, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is kind of a game that's already been done before. We've had Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on the PlayStation, I believe it was. Which is basically, it's a throwback to the original Need for Speed style, where you're racing on a normal everyday road, rather than like, I'm a fast and furious motherfucker. Look, I got some neon lights on the bottom of my car.
I remember my roommate in freshman year really liked Need for Speed Underground or something like that.
Yeah, that's when the Fast and Furious style started, and the game basically abandoned whatever it was. That was not a good... Oh, it was a good Need for Speed, but it wasn't Need for Speed. So this one here goes back to when you had Hot Pursuit. It's basically cops versus robbers in a way. You're driving really fast down a road trying to get to your end objective while the cops are fucking with you and stopping you at the same time. And what's really cool about this is last night we tried the online for the very first time. And it was Pete, myself, and James. You know, Mr. James Chilton.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as Chipoko from Kiwiland. And so we were playing online, and we all ended up being on the same team. And it randomly assigns if you're going to be a cop or a racer every game. So we were racers like this on the first one. We're coming up with backstories. I'm not going to tell you what the backstories were because they're kind of bad.
Apparently one of them involves me being a rapist or getting raped.
Not you.
Well, we were talking about that tonight, and apparently I got raped.
You didn't get raped.
I don't know, someone got raped.
Oh, many
Maybe it was
people
a
got
boy.
raped, but not you. But so we were coming up with backstories of why we were running from the cops, which made it so much more fun, even though it had nothing to do with the game. And when we ended up being the cops, we did a similar thing. We were figuring out a backstory of why we were going to be chasing after these racers, which making a cop backstory isn't as fun.
I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, I'm just here to bust some people, because that's what I do. But as a cop, you have a full arsenal of tools that you can use. One of them is you have an EMP, which will obviously shut down the car for a short amount of period, allowing you to slam into the side and
Now-
hopefully bust them.
How do the police have EMPs?
These are pretty high-tech cops.
Uh-huh.
And so you hit right on the D-pad, no, left on the D-pad, and basically like there's a little target in the front of your car at that point. And if you can hold it locked on to the car that you hopefully want to use the EMP on, it'll then blast when the target is complete. And then it locks down the car for maybe a second, which at these speeds is more than enough to ram somebody.
Lol.
You also have roadblocks, and all that is a typical roadblock of cars, cop cars, that you have to try to get your way through. You have spike strips, which is actually really fun until you hit your own, which I have done many times. And I've also gotten, I think it was the first race we did. I decided that I was going to bust Pete, even though he was a cop, and I was a cop.
Okay.
We started out, and it shows you a little movie of all the guys racing away, and then all the cop cars chasing after them, and then you fade into the game. And as we're racing along, I noticed Pete was behind me, and we weren't even near the racers yet, but I dropped the spike strip, and it hit Pete, and he was bullshit with me. But it was so great, because he ran over my spike strip. But you also have a helicopter, and the helicopter is kind of lame, but it's kind of cool at the same point. I mean, basically it just goes to the guy who's furthest ahead in the race, and it goes even past him, and then it gets to a point where nobody's near yet, so it drops down, and it lays a spike strip down. And it'll do that twice before it has to go back and refuel. So it's all right.
So it's sort of like the equivalent of the blue shell?
Yeah, I guess.
Fucking blue shells.
Even though you can avoid spike strips. And actually, we found out last night, or Pete found out last night, that you can EMP a helicopter.
Why would you EMP one of your own helicopters?
Well, actually, as a racer, you have EMP as well.
What?
Yeah. You have, the cops get like three or four EMPs. You have a limited amount of each thing that you can do. So I can call like a roadblock 3 times in the game. I think racers get like 1 or 2 of everything, except for the helicopter. Which would be really weird. And they can't call roadblocks either. As a racer, you get EMP, turbo, jam, and then something else that I can't remember. But EMP is basically the same as it is if you're a cop. Jam basically locks up the cops' computer system in their car, so they lose their mini-map. They can't see the track anymore. They can't use any weapons. They can't call for roadblocks or helicopters or even drop spike strips at that point.
Okay.
That's also good for if somebody uses an EMP on them while they're trying to get the radar locked in on you, you can hit jam and then it cancels it out. So it's a good way to get away. Turbo is obviously you just fucking take off. You have like this X amount of time where you fucking fly. It is a lot of fun online. I love this game.
But I'm confused as to where these street thugs get EMP thing, an EMP device.
Well, you're not a street thug.
Well, then what are you, Josh?
You're a racer. You're like an underground racer. It's not like I'm going around beating people up. That's just my backstory. Actually, my backstory I can say on the show. It doesn't include genocide.
Or rape.
My backstory was... See, that's what was so funny last night is James came up with this elaborate backstory. Pete came up with this even better backstory. And mine, I stole a Butterfinger and I was trying to get away.
Oh, man. It's sort of like that movie with Charlie Sheen and that girl.
Kristen Swanson, I think her name was? The Chase?
How do you know that?
Yeah, so it's a really cool game, Kyle, and I would like for you to Gamefly it.
Well, I already did.
No,
And,
but I mean, get it from Gamefly, not have it in your queue for 5 months like you did with 3D Game Heroes and wait for Nancy to buy it so you can borrow it.
Well, I didn't. She bought it way before it was even in my queue.
Yeah.
But, and I didn't borrow it from her. She lent it to me without my provocation.
I think you have fun with what is known in the game as the auto log too, and basically it has a career mode as well where you get to increase the level of either your cop status or your racer status, which goes up to 20, by the way. And what's really cool is the online races actually apply to your career. So like if you finish the race, you get more points, and that goes to your general career.
I like when games do that, when they put both aspects of the game together like that.
Yeah, that like White Knight Chronicles did that.
Yes, it did.
But what is really cool here is it is basically one big leaderboard of times of when you either complete races or you complete your objective, like busting all the bad guys. And when you log into your career, if somebody beat your time, it immediately says, "Alert! So-and-so has defeated your time by X amount and is now number place on their leaderboard." And you just go, "Chipoco!"
I recall seeing several twit pics of times and a lot of cursing.
Oh, yeah. I like the one that Pete sent to Camus from the Fanboys forums where he was just like, "Fuck you, I hate you." It's really cool, dude. Like, it's not even like so much in a competitive edge. It's just fun.
See, that's my problem because, you know, I'm super competitive. So if there's something that says someone beat me, I'm going to do everything in my power to beat that score.
Oh, that's what Pete and Billy do. They're the same as you with that game.
Hell, I do that in Rock Band 3 when I complete a song that says, "Oh, so-and-so who has this game has so many points higher than you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Brandon, you son of a bitch, I'm beating your score."
That is no different than Pete and Billy in Chipoco for that point. I mean, Chipoco's gone to the lengths of deleting people off of his friends list that he can't beat.
Oh,
and
that's
it has
funny.
a message board thing too. So like if I beat Pete's score, it asks me if I want to share it, and then I hit yes, and it goes on the message board, so everybody can see I beat Pete's time. It's just a really slick. It's very
Can
well
you
put
leave
together.
a message?
Yes, you can add to them. Like one guy, I posted that I beat his score, and he called me a jerk, and then I cried.
Well, I'm sorry you were so heartbroken, Josh.
I was. So that's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I love it. It's a fantastic game. Well worth the $60, which led into me getting $20 credit on Amazon, which led to me buying Gran Turismo 5 for $40. And I suppose that is it for me, Kyle. And we do have a email.
Okay.
Why don't you read that off in your Irish accent?
We won't be doing that.
Give it a shot.
No.
All right, try British again.
No.
Seriously?
Hey guys, especially Josh.
Well, why don't you say who it's from?
I was going to get into that at the bottom when it says Laters, Keith.
Okay.
It's from Keith, former co-host, who is now doing his own thing.
Germanglish podcast.
And his email is as follows. Hey guys, in parentheses, especially Josh. I don't remember hearing you guys talk about PlayStation Plus, but I couldn't help but notice how many great special offers have recently been made available to PlayStation Plus subscribers. I recently bought a subscription to get Hustle Kings for $5, half off, and Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, in parentheses, free. I let my Xbox Live Gold subscription lapse because I really don't see the benefits from it, as I mostly play games offline. It seems that PlayStation Plus has become the more valuable subscription to gamers, Jesus Christ, like me. Discuss amongst yourselves. Laters, Keith.
Well,
P.S.
Nope.
I still love the podcast.
Well, I don't love the podcast.
Postscript.
So, what do you have to say about that, Kyle?
You're paying a subscription to get what's the word?
Deals?
Deals, that's it. And I think that's kind of dumb.
No. To me, I love PlayStation Plus. Because I am a avid lover of what is known as Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime gives you certain perks where you get $5 to $10 off of items. And you also get like free release day delivery and stuff like that. So I look at PlayStation Plus as something kind of like Amazon Prime. You get a lot of free games. You get a lot of free items like avatars or costumes and themes and stuff like that on top of free games. Or just $5 off of games and $15 off of things. It's really cool how they have done it like that. I guess my only complaint with PlayStation Plus would be the fact that they update it like once a month because they keep it kind of a little bit separate from the rest of the store.
Well, you don't want to put too many deals out at once.
Yeah, and I understand that. But that wasn't really known when it was first coming out of how they were going to handle that. That being said, it does have other cool perks to it. Like, it scans your last 20 games that you've played, and it automatically patches them for you. So, at 6 in the morning, every morning, my PlayStation 3 turns on, and it begins downloading patches for all the games that I've played, or the last 20 games that I've played, while I'm sleeping, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
right?
that is really, that is useful.
Well, because then I don't have to worry about patching.
And
Ever.
you don't kind of wind up like me. It's like, oh, I haven't played this game in a while. Fuck, 20-minute patch.
Yeah. So I'll turn my PS3 on, and then a message will pop up, and it'll say, we downloaded this for you. You know, patch for NBA 2K11, for, you know, Rock Band 3, or so forth. And I'm just like, sweet, you just saved me 2 hours. So it does have its perks, and it's really like $40 a year or something like that. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Xbox cost me when I renewed my subscription.
Yeah. I mean, Xbox Live on its own, I don't use anymore, so I can see me getting rid of it as well.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Xbox player than you are.
Yeah. I mean, they both have their perks, and trying to compare them is apples to oranges anyways. One is for deals, the other is for
definitely.
Services, like online play. But both of them are really cool. I do like PlayStation Plus, and when my subscription is up next year, I will most likely be keeping it.
Cool.
There was also this awesome game. I can't remember the name of it, which is really bad because I just said it was an awesome game, which is free on PlayStation Plus right now. Basically, if you see a free game, download it because it's free. Why not?
Well, are they good free games as opposed to Microsoft's free games, which are awful? I'm looking at your general direction. Fucking terrible underwater shooting game.
Oh, you're talking about, what was it, Underworld or something like that?
It's not Underworld.
Which that game was crap to begin with, though, because they gave us a free game because Xbox Live was down for a month or something like that. That was in the period when they had all those problems and you couldn't stay connected.
Yeah.
So they gave us a free game.
Undertow.
Yeah, and that game was trash.
It was awful.
Yeah. No, the games that you can get for free on PlayStation Plus are actually pretty good. And they also include stuff like PlayStation 1 games and PSP minis that you can use on the PS3. So
PSP minis?
Yeah, kind of like applications for your phone. So like they have games that were on the iPod that you can now play on the PSP, and you can also now play them on the PS3.
Ah.
It's a pretty cool system. I like it.
Too bad there hasn't been really anything worthwhile on the PSP to play.
Too bad there hasn't been anything worthwhile on either of them to play.
I know.
Although I was talking to Mick the other night, and I was like, dude, did you play Super Scribblenauts? Because I totally forgot about that game. He's like, it was awesome.
They came out with another Scribblenauts?
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for the email, Keith, and everybody check out German English Podcast. I would appreciate
serious.
That. And Kyle, why don't you tell people how they can get in contact with us like Mr. Keith did?
Oh, well, of course. There are 3 ways that we generally do this. As you well know, let me just reopen up the Google Docs here. First is the most convenient way to contact us. It's our Twitter. We both check it constantly, or at least I do. You can follow Josh with @Nasarrow. You can follow myself @KR Dumont, or you could follow the podcast @Critical Strike. You could really follow the podcast. It just tells us when we're recording or send us questions and stuff. You can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-STRIKE or 909-278-7453. We do enjoy voicemails. Or you can email us, just like Keith did, at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com. We also absolutely love iTunes reviews, so please leave us a review.
And there you have it. Good job, sir.
Don't forget to check out the other lovely podcasts.
I do that at the end.
I thought you were going to follow it up, and I thought you forgot.
You're messing up my flow.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, why don't you take it away?
I was going to say, why don't you finish it? But I'll take over for you, sir. That's like my one little thing that I like to do.
I know. You're...
My shtick.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you check out the other fine podcasts over at PlatformNation.com, such as the PS Nerds, which is changing their name to...
I don't think we should mention it.
Well, they've mentioned it.
Have they?
Yeah.
I don't recall them mentioning it.
All right, let's not mention it because we don't want to give that name any credit.
Yeah. No, I was going to say we don't ruin it for them.
Yeah, well, it's also kind of shitty. So...
Says the man who podcasts under the Plagueasm title.
Yes, but if you recall, I didn't like that name. That was Mr. Maselli. God damn you, Nick. But anyways, you got the PS Nerds, the Fanboys, the Video Game Jocks, Some Other Castle, and the Rumble Pack.
That reminds me, I have to add Some Other Castle again. I took them off my list.
There you go. We have done an episode, Kyle.
Hooray! Now it's time for me to pee, because I have 2 beers I got to distribute into the toilet.
Oh, God. All right, well, that'll wrap it up for Critical Strike 64, and we will maybe see you in 2 weeks.
Well, we'll see you next episode.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you in August.
Whenever the hell we do this again.
We'll see you live from Fun Spot in August.
I got to remember to turn off the mute.
Yeah.
That is my one downfall.
All right, well, peace out, kids.
Goodbye, folks. There we go. There's my other drink. Let me just finish this.
You're not drunk, are you?
It's seltzer water.
So you're drunk, is what you're telling me.
It's seltzer water.
So basically what you're telling me is you're drunk.
Do you want me to go crack open a beer and drink it? Because I could do that right now.
So I don't think I have to make you crack open a beer and drink it. I think
All right, fine. Don't twist my arm. I'm going to go drink a beer right now.
Don't put a beer in your mouth.
Hold on.
Don't
I'll be
do
right
it.
back.
No, sir.
You made me do this,
No,
Josh.
I
You're
didn't
making
make
me
you do
drink.
anything.
Yes, you did.
This is all you. Oh. Internet world, since this is going to be at the end of the show, Kyle's currently going to get a drink.
Damn it. My arms aren't long enough to get my car keys, which has my bottle opener.
Oh no, world. Kyle has very stubby arms.
Well, I didn't want to take off the headset, but I had to.
Very stubby arms this man has.
Alright, let's get some Blue Moon.
His arms are basically like the length of,
Are you ready, Josh?
Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
Beer's open.
Oh.
I gotta drink it now. It's all your fault, Josh.